My name is Kelly Anderson. I've been a practitioner in the martial arts for the past 20 years. The video you're about to see features Professor Nick Cerio, who is the founder of Nick Cerio's Kenpo Karate. This video is intended for the beginning martial artist. It contains 12 practical basic self-defense techniques. In order to make this video more easy to follow, we start off with one sequence at normal speed, followed by several sequences in slow motion. I'm sure you will find this video comprehensive and enjoyable. Our first technique is a defense against a punch, checking the storm.
Yeah.
Checking the storm is used most effectively against a grab or strike from the front. Always make sure you block and step in opposite directions to avoid the attacker. The follow-up depends on the position of the attacker. The blocking hand may be used as a strike as well. Keep your eye on the attacker at all times. The left hand is used to redirect the attack. Note the position of the hand on the attacker's arm. The right hand is used as a strike and then grabs the attacker's arm in order to control him. The kick is directed toward the floating rib area. Note the position of the ball of the foot and also that the toes are pulled back to avoid injury. The kick could also be directed to the solar plexus. On completion of the technique, move away from your attacker.
Yeah.
Technique number 2, buckling branch. The double block is used in these techniques. It may be substituted for a single outward block. The attacker's knee is smashed to the ground. The attacker is controlled by the right hand. Follow up with a punch to the base of the skull. Note that the attacker is still controlled with the right hand in case you need to follow up with something else. Step away from the attack. using your double block or single outward block. Using the side thrust kick, make sure your toes are pulled up. The kick is executed with the side blade portion of the foot. The kick is directed toward the knee area. The attacker's knee is smashed to the ground. Note how the attacker's leg is pinned. Pivot your body in and follow up with a two-knuckle punch to the base of the skull. Make sure that your wrist is straight to avoid injury. Technique number 3, menacing twirl. Step away from the attack and block. Execute a front ball kick to the floating rib area. Make sure you turn so that you can see your opponent and position the body correctly. Lift and draw the knee back for the side thrust kick. Execute a side thrust kick to the solar plexus area. Step away and block. Please note that your right hand is positioned in such a way that should the attacker punch with the left hand, you are able to block the punch. Follow up with a front ball kick to the floating rib area. Note that the toes are pulled up and that the kick is executed with the ball of the foot. Keep your hands up throughout the turn. Follow up with a side thrust kick to the solar plexus area. Pull your toes back. This kick may be executed with the heel or the side blade portion of the foot.
Yeah.
Technique number 4, bending tree. Execute an outward block. Follow up with a front instep kick to the groin. Control your attacker with the left hand. Follow up with a downward elbow to the spine area. Execute a left outward block with the hand open so that you can grab your attacker. Follow up with a front instep kick to the groin. This time we use the instep as opposed to the ball of the foot. Follow up with a downward elbow strike to the spine area. Control the attacker with the left hand. Technique number 5, battering ram. Step back and pin your attacker's right hand with your left. Execute a right vertical punch follow up with a downward elbow strike to his arms. Make sure that you are in a good, strong stance. Finish him off with an elbow strike to the neck. As the attacker steps forward to choke you, pin his right hand with your left. Execute a right two-knuckle punch to the solar plexus. Pivot your entire body and execute a downward elbow strike to his arms. Please note at this point that you have both his hands pinned. Draw back your right arm and execute a right elbow strike to his neck. Technique number 6, hammering vice. Pin your attacker's left hand with your left. Step back with the left leg. Execute a vertical two-knuckle punch. Pivot your body. Follow up with the right inward block to the elbow. As your attacker steps forward for the choke, pin his left hand to your body with your left hand. This technique may also be executed against a lapel grab. Execute a right vertical punch or uppercut to the solar plexus or floating rib area. Pivot your body and execute a right forearm strike to his elbow. This can also be considered a right inward block. Please note that the attacker's left hand is still trapped. Technique number 7, fleeing snake. Pin your attacker's right hand. Step back with your left leg. Execute a right vertical punch. Follow up with a finger strike to the throat. Take your attacker down. Please note here that we are using the pressure point at the base of the throat to control the attacker. You may use 1 or 2 fingers. Technique number 8, circling armbar. Pin the attacker. Step back. Execute a right vertical punch. Follow up with a right downward elbow. control attacker using a wrist lock and takedown. As your attacker steps forward to choke, execute a right vertical punch and downward elbow. Your right hand goes across to secure his right hand. Please note that his left hand is also secured. Your left hand goes to his right elbow. Using a circular motion, effect a wrist lock and armbar. To take the attacker down. Slide your left hand down to his shoulder and control the attacker with a wrist lock. Technique number 9, defense against a wrist grab.
Yeah.
As attacker grabs, step back. Block outward and upward. Execute a right hammer fist to his hand. Follow up with a back fist to the side of the neck or jaw area. As the attacker grabs your wrist and punches, step back, block the punch, and follow up with a hammer fist to his wrist. This in turn effects a release. Follow up with a back fist to the side of the neck or jaw area. Please note that the left hand is in a blocking position.
Yeah.
Technique number 10, defense against the wrist grab, number 2. As your attacker punches, execute a circular block. Step forward. Place your left hand in the shoulder area. Using a circular motion, take your attacker down. As the attacker punches with his left hand, effect a right outward circular block. Step forward to ensure that the attacker's arm remains bent. Place your left hand between his elbow and shoulder area. Secure his right hand with your right hand. Use a circular motion to take him down. Place your left hand on his shoulder. Technique number 11, rotating destruction. A. Step out with your left foot and raise your arms. Control attacker's left hand with your left hand. Execute a right elbow to the solar plexus. Follow up with a right hammer fist to the groin. Finish him off with a takedown using a foot sweep and an armbar. As your attacker grabs from the rear, step out with the left foot raising your arms at the same time. Follow up with the right elbow strike to the solar plexus area. Please note that the left hand secures his left hand. Follow with the right hammer fist to the groin area. Grab his wrist and use your right hand to effect a takedown. This is a circular motion. At the same time, use your right leg in a foot sweep and take the attacker to the ground. Technique number 12, rotating destruction, B.
Yeah.
As the attacker grabs under your arms, look down and execute a heel stomp to his instep. Follow up with a left rear elbow to the jaw. Pivot your body and strike with a right rear elbow to the jaw. Continue the turn, step away and cover.
Yeah.
Every martial artist should keep in mind Professor Cerio's 5 basic principles of conduct: effort, etiquette, sincerity, character, and self-control.